Welcome back to our final game of the day, all you beautiful people. It is FlyQuest Academy versus Counterlogic Gaming Academy. And crumbs, for FlyQuest, things have gotten off to a rocky start, while for CLG, things are better than ever.
Yeah, CLG was able to figure out their draft, but for FlyQuest, you're noticing a familiar face if you've been watching the LCS for a while. Wild Turtle is in the Academy roster. Yeah, is the pearly whites just, whoa, flashing like a deer in headlights, but he only played one game last week. It was split with Mash. Mash moved up into the LCS team, and Wild Turtle did take a loss on his game. So still not too sure where he lands within the team. Obviously, a lot of players coming into new teams, whether it's Academy or not, take a while to really figure it out, especially in the role like Marksman that is so reliant on your lane. So we'll see how Wild Turtle fares up, and we get to see their KDAs. And I mean, both didn't really have particularly exceptional stats. You'll see that Mash's damage share was really low, but he was playing AD Senna, farming in the side lanes, doing nothing all game. So it's kind of what the pick was doing in the first place. It doesn't have anything to do with his style at all, since he popped off in LCS just the same week.
And looking at Counterlogic Gaming, usually we think to ourselves, we're like, all right, can they pick it up this week? Are they going to do it this week? But that's not the story this time. It's how far are they going to go this split?
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see the team that was in last be now fighting for the top. So if they win here, they'll be tied with TSM at 4-1, which is really impressive considering the only change has been that Moon, a former player for CLG, is now being the coach. And when you look at their drafts, it's usually fairly clean. It's very concise. It's clear what their win conditions are. I think that's the big difference that we've seen from them this split compared to spring, where a lot of the compositions were like, well, how are you supposed to win here? This is very obvious. Okay, you've got scaling, you've got CC, you've got ways to initiate fights, and it started with heavy initiation focus, but it's starting to gradually take up more of the more common picks that we've seen in the LCS or around the world, whether it's the Orianas or the Wukongs.
The Wukongs, Deus on the Wukong in the top lane. We were just talking about that before the show. But you know what they say, Crumbs? When the moons align, right? So things are going well for Counterlogic Gaming and their new coach. It's working out for them. And,
I get it. Okay,
I was like, I feel it. I actually feel the mind bullets of him receiving this right now. But I am happy for them to see that, because it also makes all the other teams stronger. We talked a little bit about this, and players being able to work off each other and not kind of just roll over another team, is that they're building each other up, and that is exactly what a lot of Academy League is. And then on to the LCS, which I think we have a lot of LCS caliber talent in the Academy. No jokes on that one.
Yeah, and you want that confidence. It's such a big thing. It's like it's almost like fighting. Like, if you have a fighter without confidence, there's no way they're winning. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It's the same thing here in League. If you're confident in the plays that you're going after, you're gonna play so much differently, and your team is going to get behind you. You're going to have a lot more synergy because you're playing assertively, you're looking to win versus playing not to lose, which is a big thing. And so being able to draft hard engage is often a very key way to focus up on the ways that you can win, the ways that you can pick. And it's easier for you to have a lot of crowd control and also assert yourself onto the mistakes that your opponents are making. If you don't have ways to punish as many mistakes as possible, you're going to let your opponents get by with a lot of plays that would otherwise be game costing. Once again, the Varus has been let through, but CLG, known for hard engage, should have an answer to this.
I feel like as well, too, you hear sometimes players, talking about the Varus, that players will be sick of playing a champion over and over again. So I can only imagine, like, CLG leaves it up and they're like, ha, you must take it, or I will. I'm like, damn it, I have to play Varus again. But right now he's fun, so it doesn't even matter. Ornn and Trundle, okay. Right off the bat, it's just in your face. Like you said, maybe they'll still go with that engage. You got it, Crumbs.
Yeah, going with the Beef Boys, ready to match whatever tanks FlyQuest wants to go for. So whether it's pairing the Varus with a Tahm Kench or a Thresh or even the Nautilus, whatever you got, they're going to melt in the face of CLG Academy. So I like Fnatic will answer with the Kindred to try to punish the Trundle early on.
Looks good. What's everybody looking at on the screen? They're all looking over to the right there. What are you looking at?
Huh.
I don't know. That big is just looking straight ahead.
Right. Right. It's like, why is everyone looking that way?
A little few to the right. Triple. Okay. Huh. So just kind of an all-around comfort team so far, it seems like, for FlyQuest. We haven't really seen especially what they want to do. Still can build around this Varus with the ability to fight with the Kindred and Aatrox.
Yeah, so I think right now,
Ooh.
FlyQuest would
Forget
really like an Azir. Triple loves playing Azir. Makes a ton of sense against
that's a
these
great call.
big, beefy guys. And with the Kindred, having an Azir on your team and not against you would be really beneficial to shove out anybody that wants to stay around in that Lamb's Respite. On top of it being a really good ultimate against hard engage, if you have the tools to also shove people away from it, it just gets that much more powerful.
What are you thinking for support? Braum, Bard,
For whom?
Tom, Fly. We saw the Tom last game with the Varus. Stop with
Yeah, I
Braum
think
with
Bard,
Horn.
but I think CLG is going to ban it, right? They're banning away a lot of the supports that you want to pair with them. There is
good ban on Lulu.
no mages left for him. So, actually, I think your call on Braum might be sick here because it's really good into Ornn.
Yeah.
And when you have a Kindred, you can get a lot of advantages from being able to proc that Q very quickly and from a distance.
He's got a decent Braum for sure. Did they ban it away? They banned the Ori. They take triples Ori, so they can get Braum and Azir here. One you wanted, maybe a pick of mine. Let's see what they can get. 20 seconds.
Ooh, boy, this is tricky. I think
they're gonna
CLG wants to pinch one of the two, but you're right. They don't get to deny another one. So I think by banning Ori, I'm trying to think about what are they looking for here? Because this to me says you're gonna save mid lane for last, and you're gonna take the support right now. And Braum would be good against Varus because you can block his piercing arrows.
Corky Braum? Azir Braum? We'll see. CLG's turn to pick as we look at Fly's side. Oh, that's sick! Such a good pickup from CLG. There it is. The Braum gets taken.
Okay. So this has to be Tom Kenson, right? Tom Kenson to Braum. Going to be a
you
fine
need some
matchup.
safety, right?
Yeah. So Tom Kench, Azir, because you banned Kassadin away. Kassadin can lane against Azir. So yeah.
There's that.
TK Azir. Calling it now.
All right. I'm on board with that. Unless they just flex something crazy here for the last pick, but I don't think it has to be safe. You have to have safety for revenge.
This is exciting. I like just this discussion of like, what's it gonna be? How's it?
Yeah.
Gonna...
Oh my god!
No
my heart
way.
jumped for a second because I didn't see the picking anymore. It wasn't blinking.
Okay.
10 seconds.
So
10 seconds.
I think it's gonna happen, Riv.
This is safety
in LCK just earlier today. Oh God, no!
Dude, you got me so hard. Come on, man.
Oh,
I trusted you.
I trusted myself. DRX played it today, especially with Varus as well, because what happens is you speed up Varus, and he's no longer slowed by his charge up, so he's just a crazy sniper, and you have the combo with
all of
Kindred.
the picks we talked about. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're spot on. Like we've already moved past it. We got the picks of Corky Azir.
Oh my word. Just words falling out of my mouth. But that's the I like the Zillion pick as well, because then you have the double live, right? You know, Kindred and Zillion. Well, all right. I think we have some spicy compositions from both teams. CLG's ability to still go in here, crumbs, and a little bit of survivability from FlyQuest.
Corky is a fantastic pick against Kindred. She hates playing against someone that can poke down her health and then just auto her a few times, and suddenly she has to pop Lamb's Respite. So I like that pick from the end from CLG, but FlyQuest did give themselves a lot of tools that will depend on Fnatic being able to bully away Fraggus early on.
Well, this is going to be a super good game. I can't wait to get into it. I know we need to build some game delay before we get into our game, so we're going to take a moment to do that. We're stepping away, but we will be back with the game from the start. We are back with our final game of the day for Academy. We're going to take a bit before we get into this one. So, Crumbs, I have a quick question for you. I was just talking to Treats about his emotes. What emotes are you flying?
I'm a purist, Riv. I have a one emote only, but it is bound to my ward icon as well. So it is the thumbs up, just like Huni did. Everything, give him a thumbs up.
So you ward and it thumbs up?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I never changed it from the initial binding, so that's kind of why it stood there. And it actually makes it hard to emote a lot of the times, because if I have Rift Herald, I can't just spam emote right away because it'll pop the Rift Herald. Or if I have a sweeper, I can't spam emote. So it keeps me from overusing it. But then when I don't have anything to ward, it gets really exciting because I could just pop off. So it's staggered, and I think that kind of self-control helps my emote game.
Do you think you get yourself into trouble if you emoted too much or something?
Oh, I wouldn't be playing the game. I would be spamming emoting all day, because I also have my laugh bound to my mouse button wheel. So like that's what I spam much more than emotes. Like I'm talking, you know, the one person in lane that's constantly spamming laugh on Teemo. That's
got it. Got it. Yeah. Well, there is only one emote that is the best, and it's the Thresh Take It, the lantern. So you all should be running that on your wheel. That and Rage Kitty. Rage Kitty's really good.
We all have very different views on the emotes, it seems, because some of the ones that the pros are saying, I'm like, I've never even seen that. I've never heard of it. Like, what is that?
Well, don't you go through the emotes? Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're getting into FlyQuest Academy versus CLG Academy quick here in just a moment as they are getting themselves prepared. We are building up that delay to get into game for competitive integrity. And then once we get in, we will have the final game of the day. Crumb's assessment, it's been quick. I've been here for one game, and yes, it has. Some pretty spicy games back and forth. The first 3 games of the day between Crumbs, with Crumbs and Captain Flowers were... I'd say some bangers. They were pretty good. We had some rhombus, parallelogram chatter amongst the games. They were good. And now we're coming into our final game of the day here. And CLG is pretty much far and away better than they've been here for Academy. We'd say that, Crumbs, right?
Absolutely. They have been very exciting to see because it just shows you how far you can go with just having solid win conditions for you to play around. That seems like the direction that a lot of teams are not having yet, and you want to see them all pick it up as quickly as possible because those are wins that they could be grabbing right now because every win matters. It only feels like they matter more towards the very end because you've got less time to play.
And FlyQuest still, I'd say, in a building moment, right? They have the new support bot, very vocal, and having a switch up as well at that bot lane in 2 positions is going to be tough to make sure everything works throughout the fights, throughout objective control. So FlyQuest definitely has a few kinks to iron out, and we thought that might happen after week 1, but seeing an 0-2 week from last week, we're really hoping for something here coming in.
Absolutely. It looked like Big was a big reason why those first 2 games were going so well. He was right on the money when it came to engaging and being the first guy in the mix when it was his Nautilus. But then in the second week, he was just getting caught out by himself. There was not a lot of follow-up in him. So that was the thing that we wanted to see them improve upon from the first week. It worsened. So now we're like, okay, we took a dip. Let's get right back up there. And the change in AD obviously didn't help. That never helps when you have such little time to practice, but you can shake it off. You know, it's only 2 weeks in. It's a 2-2 record, right? It's not bad. Not all the teams have 2 wins yet, so you're still beating quite a few.
Absolutely. And no, maybe he even takes the Jizuke route, right? He's out, caught out of bounds, out here, out of position, and then everybody's following him. And it looks grand, right? Never out of position, always in position. You know, you may see that change as everything just fits into position.
That's genius. Maybe that's why you pair him with Wild Turtle, right? You've got 2 players that are, okay, these guys are all about being aggressive and perhaps getting caught out on their own. Put them all together, all the players that want to make that same kind of move. And now you have what looked like a few people getting caught out into suddenly an all-out assault.
You know, a while back, I went to the FlyQuest house for an interview. And right near the entrance when you walk in, they have one of their emblems that goes on some of their shirts that says "Flash Forward." And that was very iconic for me because I walked in and I looked at Turtle, and I was like, is this for you? Is this yours? So, yeah, I can see this being the bot lane of Flash Forward here for FlyQuest, Turtle and Big. We'll see if they get that hype up for us. And we are on to the Rift.
What a start there out of Wild Turtle. This is, I have not seen this one too often. It is the Longsword of Aristar. Usually you see Corrupting Potion. So it'll be useful for last hitting and less so for staying in lane and harassing. So it's really anticipating a very passive laning phase. That's what that item tells you. Because against Braum with Tom Kent, you can always count on TK to bail you out of any trouble.
Hopefully Big is on par with that. Wearing his Guardian so he can quickly get up and help his Wild Turtle. Same thing for Phil. And, yeah, Comet, versus Conqueror from lane. Cleaverum Severum start as always as we get our relics off and running. Ooh, one grab. Equilibrium shot to tag it up, but no full lockup. So we have separate sides for jungler to start here. Oh no, he's just going buff to buff. I apologize. I just saw that as he already took his red on the side of CLG. So carry on.
Yeah, the Kindred actually gets a really nice leash. I think Aatrox right now might be the best leasher for top laners in the pro scene. The triple knockup CCs the camp, does a ton of damage for you. No one gets hit. It's really amazing to have an Aatrox leash for you, not gonna lie. I still have yet to see one that it beats it, with the exception of Maokai if he chooses to start Sapling. Like, that's really a phenomenal leasher as well. But now he gets to play the dice and hope that his Scuttle spawns in the bot side, because his bot laners have priority. The mid lane also has priority. This year does versus Corki early on. Just has to roll those dice.
So this is exactly what we saw from 100 Thieves. They pushed in the bot lane last time, and then coming out, TSM was able to get the first gank. But Fracas will not be on the bot side of the map as Wild Turtle and Big are pushed in. So we won't see any action there. Actually, the junglers are still going all about their jungle. There wasn't really any idea to get an early move. And yeah, top side is the first mark for Fnatic as he's on the bot side of the map.
Well, he'll just wait for his consolation prize, not even going for it right away, actually. Just going to farm the doubles before going up to that camp. He knows that Fracas will immediately jump to the opportunity to go for the Scuttle, because you just don't want to leave that up and go for a fight on the off chance that Kindred can sneak by and take it. So Fnatic knows what the limits of the Kindred are right now, and will have no hurry in heading towards the Scuttle, and maybe even paying a visit to a bot lane gank after this, because he'll be fairly healthy after finishing this grab.
Looks like they are going to be able to bounce it off the turret just about the right time. See if they actually let it happen here. Looks like Wind and Phil kept them just off the turret, so it's going to be pushed up in the lane, not letting those minions die. So no gank just yet. Quiet on the home front here to start things off. Turtle's pretty low on mana as they try to get this last wave cleared. Graviton locked down with Guardian help there from Big's runes. And yeah, they can't do too much more. They're going to say, we concede for now. Uh-oh. Does he get stopped? No, Phil doesn't. I mean, we'll have through a Q in the brush. Why not? Get that Winter's Bite.
I might give it a shot. I mean, he did stop it, actually, and now we get to see the laning phase continue.
Both of those potions are gone for Turtle, too, so he used his rejuve.
Okay, he has TPs, but so does Wind, so this is a case of Aphelios just going for the farm lane as well, which is not what you typically see out of Aphelios, but if both want to play that farming game, it's like when you all chat your top laner, hey, farm? It's like, yeah, okay, let's just farm, and you both just have a farm off. It doesn't happen that much anymore.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah,
it was
but
like lane swapping back in the day.
Personally, love those. Just a gentleman's agreement. Who's the better last hitter?
Dude, it's across many games, right? No rush, things like that. There's agreements you get to. And then you really get the full fight once you're hitting 6. Here looks like they're gonna break that. Fnatic says, I hear what you're doing. Fracas runs down from the river, and it looks like Wind and Phil are going to take quite a bit of damage from Turtle. He's fighting 3 at a time with his abilities on Varus. Big's the only one locked down by that Gravitum, so Wind's waiting on a few cooldowns here, and it does not look like a fight will come from this. They are trying to get some summoners out of it. Fnatic's going to flash forward, and he will get the flash out of Fracas. A little bit more aggressive from Fnatic's going to win that fight.
Okay, so even though he has that level disadvantage, he's still able to get the summoner out of the Trundle, which will be really important. There is a ton of setup with his lanes to pick Trundle off, whether it's the Azir shuffle or the Varus later on to the game, but they won't worry about that one just yet. Instead, it's going to be a quick dragon with every lane having priority. So pretty good early start there out of FlyQuest thus far, farming away happily and winning all their lanes.
Turtle's little. I don't even know if that was pressed by him or what. A little emote out. Oh, I was like, triple fighting somebody? Nah, he's just shuffling it on the minions, getting his fingers all practiced and warmed up. I like it. Watching the tech. Fracas not feeling good about that bot side. He's going to try to get top, and Turtle alone without a support. It was a back here from Big. Calibrium's going to lock down. The follow-up comes in. It's not going to have Severin, but Crescendum is there. Oh, he stopped the fire, and that may have been his life, as he thought he may have been answered back on Phil.
Ooh, that is a big kill for CLG. Look at the way that they're going to crash now. It's all going to go over to Big. Maybe Fnatic can come down here and catch this minion wave, which would actually be really beneficial for the Kindred, as Fracas has been doing a good job in stealing away those camps. So if I'm Fnatic, I just take the whole wave. Just get it over with. Don't let any of it go to Wild Turtle at this point, because it's just gonna slow you down if you wait for the creep wave to crash. Bro. Instead, he's just gonna let it all die.
Let's see here again. So
just greedy.
Oh, minion dash.
Just greedy. Right, his support had based, and the Varus is nothing without his team. He cannot do much. Needs everybody else to be there, and it's really good from Phil and Win to capitalize on Big being away. So that is entirely on the carry, but his farm is still even with Win, so he's still quite powerful, and as long as he can use those chains of corruption to set up a gank later on, he can actually punish CLG's bottom lane for burning all those summoners to take him out in the first place.
Piercing area looking to attack at the turret. Nice job by Phil to do some defense there as they start pruning those minions and getting it cleaned up. 3-1, remember, for CLG here in the summer split. Playing fantastically with these engage comps from Coach Moon, helping to organize everything, as we saw a bit of back and forth from the team. Having trouble with week 1, but now they're just righting all of the ship. They're sailing fast. 9 minutes on the clock, and they're going to be able to grab Rift Herald on the side of FlyQuest with a bit of this action down towards the bot side of the map. FlyQuest looks towards the top.
Okay, that is a pretty big mark for Fnatic, so he's not going to wait out for the scuttle to spawn. He's instead going to take the quick recall. Does he have his jungle item completed? No, he just picks up boots. So moving down to the bot side, but Fracus has been doing a really good job in keeping up with the Kindred and avoiding her altogether after burning that flash for Flash earlier on. So the matchup that would normally be heavily in Fnatic's favor is now really just turning into a bit of a trade war that Fracus is currently in the lead. So the Trundle is being very good so far, and as long as no one continues to die, I think they're going to be very happy to have a Corki and a Felios with an Ornn and the Braum in the late game. I mean, this is a insane team fight later on.
We haven't even seen the lanes break yet, right? Corki's going to be somewhere else, coming in with packages. They have the chance to take side lanes. How will the Chain of Corruption or Shurima Shuffle really make it a fight? Because what else are your engages coming in from FlyQuest, right?
Yeah, for Fly,
it's just Abyssal Voyage everyone in.
You're just going to have to pick off individual targets and use that shuffle to displace anybody that gets too close. So Revenge can obviously get very dangerous here if he starts flanking onto the Aphelios, but it's that the peel is so powerful from CLG that you don't put a whole lot on Revenge. I think a lot more will come down into how well can the Kindred ultimate be used, and what about the Chains of Corruption as well as the Shurima Shuffle, because those tools will push back so much of the CLG engage while also being able to affect the backline of CLG.
Do you think Tom Kent should allow more people in his belly when he ults?
More people in his belly.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I mean,
sweet.
He is a demon, so why wouldn't he be able to do that?
Just keep upgrading until it gets out of hand. Be like, let's try 3. Oh, 4. You know what? Just let him eat the whole team, and they blast out.
What do you call that ship? Is a cargo ship?
Yes, maybe.
Oh, I was thinking like the StarCraft battle, like the ship's like a carrier. It's a carrier.
Oh, carrier. Oh, Yeah. Carrier rush. We were just talking about no rush 15. I can't believe it.
Right. No Templars, please. Like, okay, I surrender. I don't know anything else.
Forward rush into carrier rush. That's all you do. Right now, pretty much Win can do that. He sets down cannons and just lets everything fly with Crescendo. Fnatic, okay, they're going back onto the Drake. Right under the nose of CLG. Even though CLG has quite a few pushed wards here, they're not going to be able to do too much about this. They get pushed off as Fnatic, just getting a little bit too strong here, being aggressive. And the Inferno blazes, Crumbs. It's hot on this map.
Oh, we didn't do the guessing game, but we'll remember to do it next time.
Yeah.
And Fnatic has not been getting a lot of marks, but it doesn't actually matter that much. It's a common pattern that Kindreds fall into where they'll just go so hard for Mark that they'll forego every other objective and not really apply pressure on the map. But Kindred has been all about objectives games thus far, and about just trying to be a jungler first and then being about a Kindred second, which is phenomenal because now they are on track for the Soul Point very early on into this game, and CLG has yet to use either any teleports or any moves for really contesting any of this. The Rift Herald is going to be popped, so a fight will be breaking out in the bottom lane really soon.
Interesting, they didn't chain of corruption that. Maybe they would have lost too much control over mid. That's why they decided not to. But Triple and Fnatic were right there. Rift Herald's down. It looks like that's what broke up the fight.
Yeah, they got chunked out so much by the engage from the Aphelios with that ultimate. So Kindred is still here, and there are teleports for CLG to go for. It's that ward that is right next to the FlyQuest ward that would be the most dangerous one if FlyQuest was to commit for a dive. So instead, they'll just continue back to farming, and we have the very passive last game of the day.
Yeah. I was like, it came in trying to build it up. I was like, it's been so quick. It's fast. Gotta go fast. And it was like, you know what? We are going to enjoy our tea, and we will farm in lane. 119 to 117. Very respectable for both. 124 to 124 in the top. This game is literally neck and neck from both teams right now as they just slow roll it out. And we'll try to see if we can get our first turret down here to kind of break that gold apart. 3 minutes on the next Drake. This Fnatic gets in the jungle gloves here.
Very lucky out of him that the Mark spawned once again on the Gromp, so he's able to take that one once again. But this Kindred has yet to use it. How many ultimates have even been popped this game, actually, is the question I have. Because top hasn't used ult, jungle hasn't used ult,
I'm going to say half
of
one because I'm sure he's thought about it.
They have. They've thought about it. So Aphelios popped his. That's it. We've seen Aphelios ulti and Corki ulti.
Oh, I thought you meant Kindred ults alone. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean everyone's
gotcha,
ulti.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, they're very... I don't know. Maybe the CLG's waiting for that perfect engage. They have the Ornn. Really hasn't gotten out of lane. And we usually don't see a game where there isn't a lot of action in an Ornn lane. There hasn't been too much for Revenge and Deus. They're just chilling as well. So what's first? Maybe you get a package and it becomes our next Drake, right? You clear out the team. Oh, okay. Maybe it was that. Wynn saves himself with a flash as he gets a little too safe for his own good.
That would have been an opportunity for Wild Turtle to actually pop the ult onto Wind right away, but they didn't know that Braum was MIA, so that is why Wind flashed. He's like, oh crap, they know. They might know I'm alone. I better flash away immediately.
Or you just put up the fight. You're like, they're all here.
Right. Stand and deliver, and then they back off. Like, oh, he's got all the team behind him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so confident.
Right, and on stream, you're like, oh my god, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah, right, the highlight reel. You watch the pro view, like, what? 1v5? How did he do it?
Oh, okay. A little different style of package that I thought was going to be used, but CLG just seems to want to concede everything here, not knowing where FlyQuest is coming from on that side of the jungle. They just have to give it up right away, knowing that fight is going to go to a strong FlyQuest at this point. CLG up by 2K, though. Just FlyQuest fight is very, very scary.
It's a fair trade. Yeah, you lose the Herald, but you already claimed the first turret to your Aphelios, so not a bad gig whatsoever. And you already have the Corki that's cashed in his Cole, which is helping CLG get some of that gold over. And this is the kind of game where you just wonder, why didn't everybody go Cole at the start? Because you anticipated that not a lot was going on, just as Wild Turtle thought, okay, it's going to be a farm lane. I might as well just go with the farming itemization. But with the third dragon, it looks like CLG is finally setting the foot down and saying, we are not going to give you a dragon soul point without a fight.
That's exactly what we want. Well, here's the next one at least. Hovering down towards the far bot side is Triple, but it looks like they're all going to get mid. They want to do a little bit of aim ramming. Okay, so Herald goes down. Get some summoners out here on this turret. It would be perfect for the resulting dragon that comes up next. Deus is going to come down from the side, and I think they know he's about to flank as he just left minion vision on the top side.
You'd have to TP. Aatrox is already here, and FlyQuest is taking advantage of that. They're rushing it. CLG is going to have to concede this. Ornn is not here.
Ward.
He's TPing now.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see. They're in the pit. They're actually getting themselves cornered in there. 3, 4 of them get out, and it's just in time because he can't go for triple. Wait, they did tell Deus they were leaving the fight, right? He calls the Ornn horn, gets locked up on that one, and I think it'll be the end of it now. But definitely a miscommunication by CLG as 4 exited, 1 entered.
Way too late out of CLG. I think the only way they could have been saving that fight right there would have been, wait a minute, uh-oh, Triple's dead.
That was big damage. Oh, and next Q, Darkened Blade goes down. That's the reset in for Revenge, and now he's going to be wreaking a little bit more havoc here. Wind takes it to the face. That's Phil as well. A few more follow-ups. Can Fnatic get the last shot as he dashes forward? Deus still here, charges into the wall. Wait a minute, the turnaround, Crumbs. That's what Devour and Lamb's Respite, and this is what FlyQuest is meant to do, keep each other alive with this comp. Dashing and dodging over the wall, and it looks like they were all dead to rights. Fnatic still tempting that death. And they're going to be in the face of CLG without stopping.
Ooh, so CLG sees an opportunity to take down Triple with the Aphelios lockdown ultimate, but the overcommitment forgets that all of FlyQuest is ready to respond to his calling, and they just pick them off. They don't lose a single member on that. That is a really big move out of them. So let's see how it all started, because this is what prompted it. Triple dashing in, Aphelios ults right away. But look at how quickly Revenge gets in here. He's thinking, okay, well, I can just get a fast shutdown and get the reset on my ultimate. Fnatic flashes in, and Wind does not have flash. He burned it from that earlier exchange in the bottom. And remember when he flashed away from the Varus? Well, that came to bite him in the end, and the Lamb's Respite was just good enough to buy some time and let Revenge get over the wall.
Backing up off of that fight. It's going to be Revenge feeling good. 2 kills for him. I think he already spent on that. Just wanted to get a top push in. We'll see what goes into his inventory here after that call field build up. Death's Dance is on the way. A little bit of heal too. Oh no, he switches it up actually to the Aegis. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. He's just deciding. You got to talk to his agent.
Yeah. Alright, goes for the Mercs. It's like, nah, not Mercs. I'm going to go for the DD first of all. So now he'll need 1,300 gold to solidify both.
Orange starting to upgrade. That is good. And actually, Muramana just finished on Tuesday as I looked at his inventory. So he's packing a bit more power inside that gun. I don't know if he's got a package with him just yet as he's been floating around the map, but they're matching each other. Wherever Triple goes Tuesday, you will find they're getting their side lanes pushed up now. And it looks like the top laners, Revenge and Deus, will take to the bottom side of the map here. Should be able to drop this turret. Does he have minions, or is he, oh, he's looking to stall the wave. Doesn't have a minion wave yet, so Revenge should meet Deus here. I don't see either of them going down.
The key for CLG to win these upcoming fights is gonna be to poke down whether it's Fnatic or Triple. Those are very important targets to poke down that will likely be in range of getting poked. Fnatic is especially important. If Corki can continue to hit the Kindred with missiles, she's going to be in a really tough position because anything that touches her will then prompt the Lamb's Respite right away. That's the advantage that the Corki will have in this matchup, and it's what they tried to do in the last fight, but they were just so slow with responding the top laner down. So they know what they need to do, and Tuesday has already shown it, but now they have only a minute in setting things up. Both mid laners have TP in the top lane, but all of the control around Dragon belongs to FlyQuest. CLG is not looking like they're in a position to have a strong fight around this objective, so the Soul so far looks like it's got FlyQuest's name on it.
That's going to make things really tough. It's all the absorb fight now for CLG. How much can they take in? Can they absorb before retaliating with more power than what FlyQuest is going to hit them with? Because that's tough. Seems like what FlyQuest has is relentless revenge, continuously moving forward with that World Ender. Triple with his soldiers. They have so much follow-up damage. It's not just front-end burst. You can see continuous damage on Fragus here. That's just Revenge in a 1v1 with that Death Dance already finished. He went and bought some, and then he's like, hey, wait, I have a coupon. Let me just finish this right now. 2 items in for him. Feeling good. Oh, still fighting onto Deus. Gets a nice knock up. They finish onto Fnatic before he can get Lamb's Respite down. A good save by Big. The communication now for FlyQuest is to retreat, and CLG is looking for stragglers. He's going to activate Dragon as he might get a dash over the wall here. And now they're looking to set up the minion wave in mid so they don't lose too much on the side of FlyQuest. Great job by CLG, not backing down and finding a way back in.
Oh, that's such a big hero play out of Tuesday, picking up the package and comboing it with Deus. It looked like he was getting caught out, but because Tuesday was right there with him, they pick off the jungler, which was so important. They bought more time and actually went off installing out this Infernal Soul. So CLG is a really solid pick, and that's exactly why I want to see them pick onto the Kindred. She cannot stand up to the Corki. She's building the Ninja Tabis quickly, which will help to minimize some of his damage, but still, the Phosphorus Bombs, the Rocket Barrages are just so damaging to how squishy this champion can be. So they know who they have to pry on, and they're already executing on it.
Same level there, 14 to 14. It's just so big. Even with dual upgraded Abyssal Mask and Sunfire Cave, Deus going down to half HP in just one set of the Darkened Blade. That's 3 Qs from Revenge. A little shuffle out. Thank you very much. Almost thought that trophy was like another soldier or something. I was like, what is this? New Azir? What?
That would have been a good time for an emote at a triple.
Yeah. I think he's been rocking the thumbs up. A lot of them like the thumbs up. Again, being very gentlemanly and just clean about it. Oh, wait, win. Whoa, mid lane out of position here for Counterlogic Gaming, and they may suffer for it. Infernum is going to be fired back, and that may make the change, but it's not. The soldiers are forward, and they're attacking with 3 out. He gets the attack seed upgrade, but they're not able to swing just yet. Now Deus trying to be a meatball on the front line. Those members of FLYA are low as Revenge comes in from the side here, and CLG misstepping a bit, thinking it was strong enough for those 2 members to be in mid lane.
The Chains of Corruption catching out Wind is huge. They already got his flash, so he's going to have a really rough time, whereas they did not lose a single flash for that play. They just kind of walked onto Wind, so a great ultimate there by Wild Turtle, knowing that you can pick off this team and your mid laner is going to collapse much sooner than Tuesday. So FlyQuest still showing that they are ahead in this game. They're very capable of winning these fights, and that dragon fight was really only a fluke.
Yeah, the map is flowing too. You see Revenge moving across right into Gromp, then there's a waveform. It feels good when you always feel like you're doing something, right? You're not like, all right, wait, this bottom side of the map is cleared. His timing right now for everything is working so nice to create more advantages, steal more resources, and he'll be done with this, but be able to put out some wards and give his team info. Now they know Corki's bot, Horn's bot, and they can suss out a few more things to do.
And that's so important, not only being able to do something all the time, but chaining those thoughts together. So it's not only what am I going to do now, but when you have that move in place, what can I do right after, and how do I follow that through? And then you're starting to combine it with all the moves that your opponents make. So you're just thinking of a multi-game chess with all your players making individual moves at the same time that can either be the same play or difference. The longer that you can think about these moves, the better that your synergy is going to look like, since now you're all thinking about how to achieve the same objective, and when you're planning that far out in advance, you can really catch your opponent off guard and buy yourself those crucial seconds that allow you to pick somebody off as they're starting to realize what the pace of the game is.
And that stuff is really hard, right? In most queues, you go and you say, as a support, I'll go mid and gank, and I'm super happy with that, right? But I need to get back to bot and focus. I have been focusing on other things, or being like, oh, I spotted the jungler real quick and the other jungle. So they're trying to process so much while doing this as well. It's actually incredible to think about. We just get the overhead view. They have to do it in real time.
That's the scary part, doing it in real time, because every second really matters, right? A Baron sneak is really only because you have maybe a second more in time. Like, that's the difference between it getting stolen, getting spotted out, or just having it stolen altogether. So it is really important that you can think about many things quickly and then act on them with your team being on board, because it also doesn't matter if you can actually plan this far ahead and nobody believes your call. They're just like, okay, you do you, man. We'll sit here and farm.
That's true. Who will be the multitasking masters in this one? A good push from Tuesday. A little bit of distraction as that minion wave will build up, but it doesn't reach the turret. So as it builds up from FlyQuest side, it'll push back towards CLG on the top side of the map. Here comes Tuesday back out of base. His team is trying to hold mid turret up. Both teams actually still have mid. Kind of tells you the pace of the game, and just the outside lanes have been slowly taken. The mid is getting these skirmishes that go so long because we got tanks, but nobody's really going down just yet because they keep backing off and kiting these fights as Deus is just this huge man right now on the front. How is he not dead? Does he get out of that? I think that was a Crescendum ultimate, I believe, coming through. Just setting up a few Spectrums there for the Aphelios on the backside of the fight. Yes, as he has Severum as well. And again, Crumbs. It's like, maybe they put some batteries in the gloves or some weights. They got to throw some harder punches here.
Yeah, the initial Chains of Corruption was really big from Wild Turtle.
Yeah,
it stopped Tuesday from re-engaging with the package, but now Deus gets a TP in, and they stopped the shuffle, so they get a flash out of triple. And he's dead.
Ooh, Tuesday lays him out with a phosphorus bomb. That's a stinky one, Crumbs. They're going to be going for the Drake now. This is sole point going in for FlyQuest. Remember, if CLG gets this, it's huge. They're going against the counter logic in the game. And it's Wrinkly Brain for CLG. They come out big on this one. They're going to be chasing FlyQuest as well. All the way to the fountain, I think. Coast to coast on this fight. Big gets hit, but he's able to meander himself through the minions and keep himself safe. Coming up just on 30 minutes. Mid pressure is back on the menu.
Wow, it is so hard for FlyQuest to actually get into these fights when the Corki poke is just pushing the carries at bay, and it's only Revenge that can really walk up, but he has to be so careful because the second he gets tagged by a stun, he will just be popped instantly. Braum and Trundle will not forgive him for stepping out of bounds, and Deus just gets to stay alive for so long. They actually ended up getting Kindred's ultimate and flash in that fight as she tried to keep Triple alive with a flash Lamb's Respite, but was out of range of Corki, who also has the upgraded Trinity Force now. And with the RFC, you know that when he walks up to Wild Turtle, one auto was enough to get his flash.
Yep. Scary stuff, because you're not expecting that as well. You get chunked out. I'm loving this Fnatic and Revenge duo. They are hip and hip as they make their way through the jungle. We saw the top there, and they're both having the ability to hop over a wall, right? Fnatic getting over as well as Revenge, and they've just been kind of taking people by surprise in a fight that CLG thinks they have the upper hand with one person. There's always somebody over the wall ready to fly over from FlyQuest. Not many kills have come up. Remember, we saw 2 from Revenge. He's been kind of blasting away at this game, but otherwise, CLG's been able to pick up a few of their own now with all of these upgrades coming through in core items and the Ornn upgrades being finished across each teammate.
Yeah, the scaling out of CLG is really starting to show off now, so FlyQuest will have to do something different because they're losing all these dragon fights and it's only getting CLG stronger. They've already stacked up 2 of those Infernos and they have no problem continuing to go into the late game. Tuesday is only going to become an absolute monster this game. It's very clear that the carries of FlyQuest are having a hard time dealing with the range of Corki, and then if they can get past that, well, how do you even get onto the Aphelios and the Braum? Every time that you've caught him out has really been out of a misstep. When Deus and Fragas get to join, it is not possible for them to engage. You're looking for it here, but the chains will not buy enough time to keep him in place.
Youmuu's goes out. Unbreakable seems to do the work for Phil. That was a hell of a lot of damage he was able to hold off, but that was with 4 Crumbs. Ornn was on the side, Corki's on the bot side, and it's Tuesday still pushing. So FlyQuest actually hitting a brick wall here when they went with almost full aggression off of a Chain of Corruption Youmuu's from Wild Turtle.
They got Wind's Flash, so they could try for it once again. It will work with 4. There is a stopwatch to buy some time, but if they catch him out in that same position, because he's been caught out in that same position twice already, right? It's like that's the scene of the crime for him. So just wait for Wind to show up into the mid lane, go for the same thing again, and if it works, well, you'll know where he needs to shore up his play. But CLG can continue to feel like they are going to outscale FlyQuest here, as Corki almost has that Infinity Edge. He is zooming by with another package, a minute 30 before the Dragon fight. And we've seen what he can do with this. So he'll just look for some RFC damage onto Fnatic, and he can just tag a few key members with a few autos. That'll be enough to buy them enough time to gain territory onto this fight. They're rushing Baron. They don't know, but with the movement of Wind, they should definitely be aware that this is what's happening.
If Fly can win this, they have a gigantic minion wave building on the bot side of the map to clean through some inhibitor turrets here. CLG with one building on the top side of the map for themselves, and this fight could really turn the tables of the game in favor of one of the other. It's just been so back and forth. The gold is completely even right now on your scoreboard as they both walk away from Baron to take care of these waves.
So CLG wanted to use that package to force a fight before the Dragon, but that force was just ill-advised. They were not able to go for anything because FlyQuest knew we don't have to fight this. They did not need to go for it. So now FlyQuest has the inside track on mid. They get to pop that Azir turret and will get to collapse into the Dragon, get the scuttle, and put themselves in a really good position to not only avoid a Corki that doesn't have package, but potentially re-engage as well. So this is a really good spot for FlyQuest. They'll stay here, crash the next wave, and immediately fall back into the Dragon.
Nicely done there. Big's in a bad spot here, but still has gray health. The Ornhorn goes all the way through up the gut of the fight, and it's not going to hit anybody. Tuesday almost goes down. Oh, he gets yanked back in there by the chains for revenge. What a play for the top laner of FlyQuest throughout this entire game. He's going to try to stay on the heels of Deus and take him down as the fight on Big now in the middle of the screen is going to be what's on your eyes. Phil almost goes down. Deus stays alive. You're kidding me. Revenge wants more, though. He's going for the flank. They are going to lose one of their members in triple. However, from FlyQuest, and this fight is still panning out to be something that could be scary for either team. It looks like it slows. Revenge is on the run now towards the top side, but I don't think he's going to get into too much trouble. Deus flying through. The TP comes in. Volcanic Rupture just missing as Fnatic by himself on Drake. Not going to be able to take it. Jumps over the wall. Crumbs. They are staying with slivers of health, and nobody should be here for any reason from FlyQuest. Fnatic teetering back and forth, wants to go over the wall, wants to stop the soul, or get the soul, I should say. It's 3-3 in Drake's now, but all the FlyQuest members stayed. For what reason? Where's the rest of the team to help? CLG is trying to determine that themselves. They see Revenge just above them in the river. Another teleport coming in. This is going to be Tuesday on the Corki, flying through. He goes in with the Earthman, and he's going to start cleaning it up. That's going to be the triple kill from Tuesday.
Wow, CLG turns it around, and I think the biggest thing out of all that was that Deus lived. He lived with a sliver of health, and it was actually only possible because of the new blast cone in the Infernal map that he got away from Revenge. Revenge was one auto away from killing the Ornn. He gets to survive, teleport back, and rush straight into the Dragon, which salvages the whole thing for CLG, that they now get to rush. There's almost no chance that FlyQuest can contest this. It's only the Azir and Aatrox. They're not looking for it, and this is now 3 stacks of Infernal for a crazy strong Corki of Felios. Deus just saved that play.
You hardly get fights where you have 2 players that are popping off on either side, right? When are the chances for that? The fights are so long that you see Revenge crushing, and then it takes a chance for the batting order to come back around for CLG to have somebody shine through the fight as well. Both sides fighting their hearts out here, but that 4K gold lead for Counterlogic Gaming is what they're going to try to use to squeeze out this game on FlyQuest. We see why they're 3-1 this season. In situations like that before, Crumbs, they would have crumbled themselves. They would have fallen behind and probably not found the organization in the fights that they're getting now.
And you couldn't get a better fight than eliminating Corki right away, yoinking him with a chain.
So it was so disruptive.
Another thing that FlyQuest did that was a little bit overeager was triple flashing in for an additional kill. You had already chased everybody down. There was no way to contest the Dragon. Instead, they get bloodthirsty, lose sight of the objective, which is something that we'd seen in them in the first and second week, and that actually really, really hurt this time around.
They're now trying to play full defense, triage all of the problems that they have currently against Counter Logic Gaming. This is where the multitasking really comes into play for FlyQuest. CLG has it all laid out in front of them. No questions on what they need to do. They just need to set up the last few minion waves to pour in along with them when they go for the Nexus. Coming up on our longest game of the day, we're just 3 away from 40 minutes. And our soul is just 2 away, Crumbs.
And this is going to be an exciting fight. The early game was a little passive, but I think the mid and late are truly delivering here. Yeah.
It's 40 minutes, no rush, and you have a massive army when that happens.
Look at the CS differences between bot laners, though. 70 CS on Aphelios over the Vera, so Wind really putting the hurt onto Wild Turtle.
And it's not really distributed too much of anywhere. You know, there's 50 there on Revenge. He's been cleaning up side lane, so you expect it. But yeah, it just seems like those minions were lost to turrets in battle and not being able to focus a lane during these objective fights. Win cleaning up more for himself, and also they're just prioritizing it for him. Protect him, let him farm, and get all of his core items almost on that full build with just a stopwatch, holding the last spot for a core item. It's going to be tough. Tuesday's able to do this by himself, for the rest of the team's pushing bot. FlyQuest almost needs to pull the trigger, but they want to get CLG pinched into a spot first before they do it. It's going to be tough.
You've got the Corki now working on double Zeal items, so he is just going to be that much harder to pick off. 40 seconds on the Infernal, and now FlyQuest needs to not only clear out the wave, clear out the vision in their own jungle to try to contest this fight. I think this has to be their last stand. Their best bet will come from a fight in this position. If they're just funneled into the lane, Tuesday's just going to poke them down, use the RFC to take away the inhibitor health, and this is exactly what they're going for, just fighting around the mid lane, but without a single angle for a flank. It's no different than just trying to defend their own base. This is not a fight in the jungle. This is a fight in the lane. And look at the damage already onto Triple and Fnatic. They can't fight anymore.
No, they back off immediately, and it kind of wants to tempt it, right? You want to get the Lamb's Respite out. You want to pull people in to say, hey, look at this damage. But it's being traded back and forth. Haymakers left and right. And Set's not even on this one. That's soul point immediately. Whoever touched the dragon first,
he's dead.
Elder's coming up now. Here comes the Ornhorn. Oh my god, they get Turtle. The shell's not going to be big enough for that one. Wax on, wax off. A triple kill coming in for Wind. They're on to Revenge now, and FlyQuest got absolutely taken out and off the map. Revenge now looking for safety, but it's not going to be home, and all 3 lanes getting pushed by a single CLG member right now as they head for the Nexus.
Yeah, you don't need to even stop the ports. There's no way FlyQuest can defend, and now CLG is tied for first place out of a horrendous spring. They are suddenly looking like one of the best Academy teams in summer.
And it's not a fluke, it seems, right? We've seen where they're behind in games. We've seen where they're ahead in games. They pressure from behind, they find a way to get in lead, and then they pressure again. So they've got the whole kit and caboodle now.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see because, yes, obviously not everybody is playing perfect, but this is Academy. That is why we love it. But they know where they need to strike, what champions they need to play to attack what has been drafted from FlyQuest, and they executed it so well. To me, my MVP was Tuesday. He really brought the hurt with the Cork. He farmed it up early, but then knew I just got to poke away at these short-range carries and take advantage of the rocket range.
Well, that's it for our final game of the day. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to have a quick interview with the victorious mid laner. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Verizon post-game interview, where I am joined by a victorious Tuesday after they take a game over FlyQuest Academy. How's it going, man? That looked like a pretty fun win.
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit of a, not, I wouldn't say a boring one, a little bit of a scaling one, but ultimately it was pretty fun, yeah.
That's what Crumbs and I were saying in the beginning. We were kind of like, this is a gentleman's agreement, no 20-minute, no rush, farm it out, do everything you can to get built up, and then we'll go into a team fight. So just looking at how you guys were playing this game, obviously FlyQuest gets a bit of a lead. So my question here is, what's different this split playing from behind than last split? Because the team comms and the formation of your fights just looks so much better.
Yeah, I think this split we got much better at, I guess, understanding when we would win in the game and actually playing accordingly to it. So we're not really scared of, just not doing much. Sometimes like not doing anything is doing the best thing you can do. So we're just farming, getting our items, getting our own items, and we just realized that even in the Concham select off the team comps, that if we got 2, 3, 4 items, then the game should be pretty easy for us, and it was so.
Nice. Looking at champions like Crumbs and I were having a bit of fun back and forth. The second phase of pick seemed to go pretty slow for both teams, where it was like, are they going to take Braum? Who's going to take Braum? Teams are leaving Varus up now, though. What are you feeling about it? Do you think it's actually something that's not that hard to play against?
Yeah, I mean, it has really high priority around the world, but I guess so far as a team, I don't feel like it's a pick that has no counter, and we're pretty comfortable playing against it. So, yeah, we don't really mind. We were pretty, I wouldn't say surprised, but yeah, I thought the Varus pick, the Varus didn't really do much that game. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we think about that pick. I don't think it. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say you guys shut it down really, really hard. Like, made sure Wild Turtle would not have a fun game from the start.
Yeah, especially with
the bot lane. Was that actually a focus?
Not really. I think normally we've always had like a pretty good front line when we play against Varus. So we kind of just let him do what he wants, and then Varus with 4 items with 4 vitality items doesn't compare to Aphelios when he hits his cores. So we kind of just let him do his thing, and then he tries to hit our tanks, and he doesn't do any damage. So we just kind of win the game. Yeah.
All right, and final question for you as you head out Tuesday. What's your favorite emote to fly when you're on the Rift, when you're sassing your opponents?
Yeah, I need to up my emote game. I feel like I haven't really been doing it, but I would say it's in between that penguin obviously is a big one, or I would say that
Easy.
penguin's probably my favorite one. I'll start pulling it up.
Perfect. I think the fans are going to be expecting it now since you said it here on interview. But thank you so much, Tuesday. Congrats on the win, and congrats to CLG for all the success here in the summer split. Take care, man. So we are going to be stepping away for a quick break. When we come back, I'll be with Crumbs, and we will be sure to wrap up the day. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Riv and Crumbs still here hanging out as we are about to round out the day. Crumbs, you have fun today?
Oh, yeah. All the winners, I thought, really delivered on their standing positions, as well as showing us that, we are actually all really tight. So the race for top, I think, is starting to really shape up, not just with, say, CLG and TSM there, but you've got Cloud9 finally shaping up.
Yeah.
We've got Immortals. It's like, okay, you guys are 3/5 LCS roster. Like, you guys are kind of crushing a lot of people all of a sudden. So a lot of the teams are really just getting me excited for the standings to continue to develop.
Yeah, I still remember every time I see a C9A play, I remember Diamond's tweet in the beginning. He's like, we're going to start smurfing on everyone. Here we go. Champions coming in. Not yet. Not yet. Things have changed. The Academy split continues tomorrow, however, with Academy Rush presented by Verizon. Will guide you through 5 games of action simultaneously with his gorgeous hair. We've got Cloud9 Academy facing Immortals Academy, followed by Dignitas versus Team Liquid with 3 more matches before we call it for this week of Academy.
I am not missing that. The first game, so Cloud9 versus, I forget, CLG, already huge one. I think it was TSM up against EG, I thought that, and then 100 Thieves against, I don't remember. The top and the bottom 2 were the ones that really I was like, I got to see that.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty crazy. We have more matches coming up on that week. Dignitas versus Team Liquid, and as I said, the 3 more matches before we call it. So, the Friday night schedule as well with FlyQuest and CLG. These scores are so good. I could not wait for this, Crumbs.
Yeah, I mean, FlyQuest steals second place from Spring, but up against a CLG that has been just pretty good. Pretty good. They haven't faced the strongest opposition, but they have a good read on the meta. No surprise, the Academy team and the main team are here. So I think we got a really good clash here, although I'm not too hopeful for Team Liquid. Cloud9 seems to be on a completely different level than anybody else, but if they can put up a fight against Cloud9 and take some of that Golden Guardians flair that challenged the early game of Cloud9, I think Team Liquid might be starting to brew a better approach than just scaling against this powerhouse of an NA team.
Awesome sauce. That starts with Friday Night League, and that's the Tigress going to bring you through all of that awesome action. Well, Crumbs, it's been very, very fun. That's going to do it from us here for now. I believe on behalf of myself, the casters, and the entire remote broadcast crew, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for Academy, Rush, and Friday Night League.
Bye-bye.
Last couple of years, it's been a lot about C9 against Team Liquid. The split, it's looking like it's going to be that again.
We always lost in the finals against them. Even like last summer split, we lost against them in game 5, which felt really bad. The last split, we knew that the only team that could beat us if they were back on 4 was DL. So kicking them out of the playoffs for me was really satisfying. I remember everyone jumping out of the chair, being really happy because it was really a banger of a game.
Do you believe in miracles now? Cloud9 will shut down Team Liquid playoff chances.
This time around, we're kind of looking to like reestablish ourselves and, you know, kind of just reclaim what is ours.
3-man knockup. You only need one, and Jensen hit it.
Summer, there was a lot of rivalry between me and Niski, like who's the better mid.
I replaced him 1 year ago. Most of the people are happy that I'm here now, and Jensen's gone, so I'm happy with that.
I'm not really like particularly worried about Niski myself.
No, my team is better than his. Doesn't really matter what he does. I think we'll beat them, and yeah, he cannot do anything about it.
Overblabber goes first blood for the Cloud9 jungler. 2v3 time perhaps?
This man is smurfing LCS at this point.
Honestly, like, I don't think C9 is as good as they think they are. They dominated last split, but I know this time around we're a lot better, and we're feeling super confident, and, you know, I know that I'm better than Niski, and, you know, this is the time to show it.